Hi there, Ted Alexander here with the latest edition of Wake Up with Wilder, our weekly look at the Old Dominion University football program. Coach, what a week it was. I mean, you never in coach's school learn about these things, how to deal with natural disasters, and you've got to take them, the events of a week like last week, one at a time. Take us through it a little bit, because it was so unique.
Yeah, when you're any sort of natural disaster, but what I've learned about living here, when you occasionally have to deal with a hurricane, is you go through three waves of emotion. You go through hope, you go through uncertainty, and then you go through prayer. And we went through all three of them. There was the initial hope that it's not going to hit us. We found out last Monday night that the governor ordered an evacuation of the area. So Tuesday morning after practice, we're gone. A travel party, 70 players. We've got to get our other 45 players who aren't traveling to safety. Had to find a hotel when we're on the way, and then just the uncertainty of, are we playing the game? Are we staying? Is the hurricane going to hit us? You know, we practiced Wednesday at a high school, found out we were playing Thursday, and then we were allowed to come back Friday. So there was all the uncertainty swirling around it, and then the prayer now for all the people in North Carolina, including a lot of our players and their families that are still being affected by that. So it certainly changed everything about last week. I've never experienced anything like that.
And when you talk about mental preparation for some type of football game, one nice thing to know is when you're going to play, so you can sort of ramp up and that type of stuff. Also, for youngsters who may be going through this for the first time, it's got to be very unnerving, to say the least.
It was, because of initially when we left, Ted, on Tuesday morning, all we knew was that we could be coming back to a disaster. At that point, that's what we knew. So all of us were scrambling to prepare our apartments, our houses, where we lived, players, coaches, everybody. There was so much uncertainty. And I'll give a lot of credit to everybody within our organization, our leadership, the job they did, Charlotte's leadership. When you play the game, everything was even at the game, but it certainly affected our players, the uncertainty of what we were doing. 16 hours round trip on a bus ride, definitely having an effect. And I feel like now, looking back at it, that was really hard on our players to go through that experience. No excuses for losing the game. Charlotte beat us, but that was certainly a tumultuous week, to say the least.
So fingers crossed, we're hoping for a normal week this week as you get ready for the biggest home game ever against Virginia Tech. What are you going to be doing this week to make sure you're ready for the Hokies?
Yeah, what an exciting week. We talked about this Sunday when we finally got back together. I think you're right. I think we may have a normal week, but to have a top 10 team coming into town, that this is clearly the biggest build-up for a home game we've ever had in the history of our program. Obviously, I wished and hoped we'd be a little better record-wise, but this is a special weekend for Old Dominion University, Ted. It's historic when you think back to, we didn't even have football 10 years ago to now. Here comes a top 10 team in Virginia Tech to our stadium. We had a great practice yesterday. On Sunday, our kids are fired up to play this game, and we know we're going to have to play nearly perfect. When we haven't put together 60 minutes of football yet, we're going to have to play nearly a perfect game to win this game Saturday.
Excuse me, Coach, is there something that can be said about less pressure on the guys this week, because it's sort of, you've got nothing to lose?
There certainly can. You can make a case for that. What we really need to focus on right now, Ted, is Old Dominion and putting together 60 minutes of football. We played really good football in spurts this year. We've just been too inconsistent, and there's competition for jobs right now. There's already changes on the depth chart. We covered in our Wake Up with Wilder. Lala Davis will start at running back. We've got competition at corner. We've got a couple freshmen, one of two freshmen that are going to start. We've got changes at linebacker, competition in the O-line. So it's all over the board right now. We've got to perform better, and that competition, Ted's got to start in practice, which will build confidence.
There you have it. Old Dominion and Virginia Tech this Saturday at Foreman Field at SB Ballard Stadium. Kickoff at 3:30. For the coach, Bobby Wilder, I'm Ted Alexander. This has been Wake Up with Wilder on Monarch Media.
Have a great week, everybody.